Haggerty.
Thank you, Senator Cardin. I'd like to come back to a couple of statements that struck me. First, Ms. Brandt, you said, and to use your own words, the information space is the most consequential. I think those are the words you used. Modern-day battleground where we encounter our adversaries. And something Ms. Bennett said, and I'm glad you're still here, Ms. Bennett, that really struck me was the fact that USAGM is a weapon to use and deploy. Those were the words that you used, a weapon to use and deploy. And I agree with you. I think USAGM is a strategic asset of the United States. And as such, I think USAGM activities should be supportive of our foreign policy, and they should be aligned with our national security interests. I just wanted to get that on the record. Your comment really struck me, and I look forward to following up with you again on some of the data and analytics that you've put together. General Stilwell, I'd like to turn to you. It is great to see you again. I'd like to say it was an honor to serve with you when I was U.S. Ambassador to Japan, and you took over the reins, I should say, of the East Asia Pacific Bureau. You're no stranger to Communist China's malign influence and propaganda campaigns. When you served as the Assistant Secretary of State for East Asia and Pacific Affairs, I know you worked very closely on closing China's consulate in Houston. You designated 15 Chinese state-run media outlets as foreign missions and drastically reduced the number of PRC state-backed so-called journalists operating in the United States due to reciprocity issues and national security issues. You touched on this earlier, but I'd like, if you would, General Stilwell, to go a little bit deeper into why you took the actions that you did when you were at the State Department and how important this is.
Senator Haggerty, thank you for that. And I could go on forever. I'll keep it tight, though. When I was a defense attaché, I could not call my counterpart on the Chinese military side. They wouldn't give me the phone number. I had to fax them. I asked the Chinese defense attaché here how he gets a hold of people, and he had every phone for the Department of Defense, every number on his phone. And this is a problem of reciprocity. Over 40 years of trying to win the PRC over with carrots, we forgot about sticks. Mm-hmm. And we forgot to enforce standards and universal standards. They signed up for UNCLOS, they walked away from it. They signed up for the Basic Law in Hong Kong, and they walked away from it. We called these empty promises. These were promises made with no intention of following through. They just want the climate virtue with Paris and all the rest of that. So, sir, with the help of great leadership from Secretary Pompeo and the Congress, we looked at those areas where the relationship was most out of balance, and we decided to take them to task, not for the purpose of destroying the relationship, but to get them to see the benefit of reciprocity, to giving our journalists the same access in their country that theirs have in ours. And the same with the consulate. You know, there's certain limits to what you can do as a diplomat, you know, stipulated by the Vienna Convention. They were violating that left and right. So we had to do that. They closed Chengdu in return, and that's what you expect. But there's a lot more work to do. We had other plans that we were going to execute that, you know, I'm doing my best to work with the current administration as well to enact.
Well, the term reciprocity, I think, really resonates with me, and I'm certain that it does in many other cases. We've talked so often using other lexicon, free markets and that type of thing, but frankly, when you get down to it, reciprocity is a key operating principle. I appreciate you raising that. I'd like for you, if you might, to just expand on how we could take lessons from what you did here in the United States to a global context.
I think a coordinated effort across the interagency would be a great start. And the current national defense strategy talks about integrated deterrence. That's integration across regions, but it really, the place we have to start is integration across agencies in the U.S. government. And this body has the capability to do that, to get Treasury and state and pick an agency to start working together more closely. And sir, I think in the topic we're talking about today, I know I'm beating a dead horse. We need to get some central coordination body going in terms of overt white world information sharing, and then those other things that the law allows us to do, but coordinate it, vice just trusting that, you know, we'll find the right answer eventually. And somebody's got to be in charge of information. If I could finish, in the military parlance, we talk about the levers of national power as the dime, diplomacy, information, military, economic, and there's others. There is an agency secretary. There's a cabinet level secretary for all of those except for one, and that's the I. Mm-hmm. There is no cabinet level secretary for information. And I'm sitting here today I spent my whole life studying war and bombs and bullets, and I'm telling you, I'm scared to death we're going to lose in the information space.
Back to what Ms. Brandt said, the most consequential competition that we have today. Thank you for raising that, General Stilwell. I look forward to continuing to work with you in terms of articulating a plan to coordinate, just as you say. Thank you. Thank you.